of Joe. I am Joe Van Kampen, your host. Today we're chatting with Salim Darcy, our Director of Websites here at Citizen. Salim, you and I are going to be chatting about accessibility. So first off, what is accessibility in the digital sense?
Yeah, I think most people are used to seeing accessibility in the regular world. The digital version of it is a little new. It's a little unique. We see it in closed captions. We see it in, the background code in our site so that screen readers can read it and understand it. In a lot of ways, we're trying to make our sites equally accessible and have equal opportunity to everyone in the world. So an example is I think we go to the extremes in terms of impairment and disabilities, but realistically, it's anyone with any impairment where it's I break my hand. The way that I'm able to use and access a website is more difficult. So it creates a general better user experience.
Okay, so generally, when people think of accessibility, they think of somebody who may have a hearing impairment or visual impairment or something like that. But it's not just about that. It could be like you mentioned, like a broken hand as an example.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the senior living space, I guess that seems even more important. So what are the repercussions of maybe not having a site that's accessible?
Well, the easy one is that usually accessibility creates a better user experience for all users. So we may even be pushing away people that would naturally be coming to your websites because it's providing them a poor experience. Since we are in a definitely more of a medical area, there are governing bodies and situations where by law we have to follow specific accessibility guidelines and standards.
Right.
And not doing so could open up opportunities of risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things like perhaps lawsuits or different things like that, depending on, of course, the state or province that community is actually in.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool. So how can an organization ensure that their information is accessible?
Yeah, I mean, there are some online audits you could do. There are some accessibility plugins that generally a lot of people add to their sites. Those usually aren't the best way to do it just because it creates a layer of accessibility, but it's not ingrained into the system and the site. A lot of times if you go to your provider and you ask them to run a report, see what they are doing to help improve the accessibility and user experience of the website, they should be able to provide you with something. If not, there's a ton of online resources where you can just take your URL, put it into this scanner, and it'll tell you the things you're doing and also the things you aren't doing.
Do you have some quick examples of what those resources might be?
Yeah,
so off the top of your head?
The one that we use all the time is Wave. So wave.webaim.org.
Sorry, say it slower.
Webaim.
Webaim.org.
Yeah.
Okay,
.org.
cool.
Yeah. It's a little technical. It's more for developers to understand, but it will black and white tell you if there are errors or if they're not. Things that are working, things that aren't. The tough part with these checkers is that they're automated, right? It requires a person or someone to review it, understand it, and see if they're accurate. The hard part with the accessibility is it could always be better. You could always improve it. It's never ending. But there are minimum guidelines and requirements that we just should be doing.
Very cool. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Of course.
If you do have questions about accessibility on the website, please let us know. We are available at info@citizen55.com. Reach out to us via the website as well. And thank you so much for watching Cup of Joe.